Mubarak to you all. May Allah accept all our du'as during the month of Ramadan. So you're listening to Z on the Community Connections program. Maybe the last program today, indeed. More or less. I think it's the last program today, yeah. And then thereafter will be the iftar. Maulana Muhammad will come and he will do the iftar program. So we are feeling always sad when Ramadan is ending. Now I have in the studio with me today one of our young aspiring youngsters in the community, and Yaya Abdi. Is that right? Is it?
Yes. Eid Mubarak, everyone. Hope your Ramadan's been filled with barakah and you give out a lot of money to your nephews and nieces, inshallah.
Well, I did that already. And my niece was saying to me, no, you don't have to. And I said, no, it's the done thing. It's a culture, it's a tradition, it's what adults do, for their nieces and nephews. And she says, all right, keep it coming. I'm happy with that tradition. And that's how it is. So all of you at home, I know that you're going to get ready for your last iftar today. And tomorrow you'll be having more and more double food helpings, won't you?
Yeah.
What's happening tomorrow at your house?
Probably going to have a bunch of family members over. Loads of children running around everywhere. Probably jumping on the trampoline.
And lots of food.
And lots of food.
That's right. Like, you're making up for the 30 days.
Yeah. Have you had Somali food before, Zed?
No, I haven't. I'd like you to invite me.
Yeah, sure. You can have some baris, some basto, some banana and rice. That's one that people get shocked at, but I promise you it's better than it sounds.
Now, if Brother Ismail Sakrani, one of my good colleagues, if he's listening right now, Ismail, you just come along at iftar time here at the studio, and we look forward to seeing you. I know you called me earlier, and this is live radio, and I didn't get a chance to call him back. So if you're listening, Ismail, come on over. And there's a message already. I want to ask Abdul, why is it so hard for our local party and councillors to engage young people? The more absent they are, the weaker our democracy. What's your plan for young people in Leicester? So, of course, this is, they're referring to Abdul, one of the conservative members who had popped in to collect some goodies from the studio, and a question was asked of him there. I want to ask Abdul, why is it so hard for young local parties and councillors to engage young people? So this is a problem. Maybe you can answer that, because you are working quite actively with young people, Yaya.
Yeah. I can talk about it. We work with a load of schools, getting them active with Citizens UK, and in our community in St Matthews, we've been advocating for young people, and I think there's a divide. There's a clear divide. The councillors don't look like us. They're not our age. They don't speak like us. So it's hard to convince young people when you're not part of them.
So you're saying the councillors are too old? They can't reach out to the young population?
Yeah. Like I'm not sure what the average age of a councillor is. I would love to know if anyone knows.
Okay. Now, anyone who gets that right can send me a text on 077-488-55055. What is the average age of a councillor? And here we have an issue to say that the councillors are too old. They can't reach out to young people. They can't connect with them. They don't understand the needs of young people in our community. So send me a message. If you get it right, what we're going to do is give you a prize. You'll have a prize, and it'll be a foodie, so you can have that food tomorrow for your iftar. Not your iftar, your Eid. How's that? Is that a good price?
That sounds like a great prize.
And I've got other prices as well, because today now I'm in the mood of giving prices, right? We've been giving our zakat, we've been giving our sadaqah. Now we just give people food, for their iftar, or also for their and after Eid tomorrow, and so on. So I'm live on radio, and people are calling me, and this gentleman Jonathan is calling me while I'm live on radio. Right, so you call me after 1 hour. Thank you. There you are. It's a working session here at the same time. And we've got another message. Don't say it's the last show. We have to continue the show. We need these shows in our community, of course. Now, that is a good message, because when I said it's the last show, what I meant was it's the last show for Ramadan this year. And thereafter, we're going to put some plans together to continue some good work on the DAB, digital audio broadcasting. So those of you who don't know what DAB means, it means digital audio broadcasting. So we'll continue with that. So we got to put a whole young team, all members of the community, young, medium, large, everyone together, and organize something very constructive that will benefit the whole wider community. Now, I've had another message in that thank you for the iftar hosted for the Rotarians. Oh, thank you very much. Now, this was about yesterday. We did an iftar for the Leicester Rotarians who had absolute no clue about Ramadan or even the Muslim community at large. And it was good to host them. 14 of them came, and we did a bit of Q&A. They were asking questions, and we were answering them. So it's very good to engage with non-Muslims. It's a form of dawah, Brother Yahya.
Yeah. The more people know about Islam, the more people will join.
Now, to share with them, what is the spirituality all about? What is Islam all about? Why do we fast? What is iftar? What is sehri? And it was kind of easy to explain to them sunrise and sunset, and they understood that very well. And they left here totally empowered. Now, the best thing is, they didn't just leave here having had iftar. They also pledged a donation for a water well in Uganda. And that was them engaging with the community. And also, they had donated 5 shelter homes for the Turkish community in Turkey, pending the earthquake. And they also got an invite by the Turkish community to likewise follow the practice of engaging different communities with each other. So that was a very successful day yesterday, with engaging with non-Muslims, engaging them with the Turkish community, engaging them with the Muslim community here at the radio. So this is what we have to do. We have to engage with the wider community. We have to engage with non-Muslims, and we have to show them the example. We cannot wait for them to take the initiative. We have to take the initiative. And one of the gentlemen who came, he was an atheist, and he was attentively listening. And he's maybe quite an old guy. He was, I think, about in his 60s, and he was asking questions. And he was actually pleasantly very, very surprised and very pleased. All his life, he said, I've never seen anything like this or had an opportunity to come and engage. So it's amazing. People are living here all their lives, and they don't understand the diversity in the community. Awareness is lacking. So whoever's going to send me a message now, right away, or even come to the studio and wish Eid Mubarak to your loved ones or to the community, then you're going to get a nice prize, a foodie prize. I'm going to leave that as a surprise to you, what it's going to be, but do come along if you are free and collect a prize from here, from the studio. So going back to the young people, what is the population of young people in Leicester? Anyone tell me that? Anyone listening right now, see if you can answer that question.
Oh, if I was to guess, I would say at least 60,000.
Well, I would say to you that 50% of the population in Leicester is under the age of 33.
Oh, so I'm way off then.
Yeah. So what is the population of Leicester?
That's a clue for everyone.
So this is an easy one. If you can work out what the population is of Leicester, and let us know. Is any idea? You want to take a guess?
I'll try again. Well, 50% is under 30, so I'd guess probably 120.
The population of Leicester?
Oh, the full population, not
of
just
the city, Leicester City.
That's 450,000.
you're not far away. It's about 465,000. Now, very soon, it's going to be time to cast your vote in your area that you're in. So go on the internet, have a look. Who is your councillor? It's very easy. You have to put your postcode in, and it will tell you who are the councillors standing in your particular area. Now, your area in Leicester, in the city, we have 22 different areas. Now, if I'm wrong, if it's 21, I apologize for that, but 22 different areas we have. And the majority of the votes cast are from the area called Leicester East. Now, here today, what we're going to do is bring awareness and test my guest here, Yaya, if he's aware. I don't suppose you're aware of all the candidates standing in the 22 areas, are you?
Not all the 22.
I dropped a hard one there for you, didn't I?
I made a post on Twitter a couple of days ago asking people, the candidates in my own area, what they're going to do for the community and why my neighbours and my family should vote for them. And none of them responded. So it's not promising. Councillors already not responding to messages.
So there's no response yet?
No responses.
So
no.
they're a bit slow, aren't they?
A little bit slow.
So we also have to engage the Sikh communities, the Hindu communities, and it has been a challenge because we've gone through the Somali community, we've gone through the Turkish community, and after some of the incidents that took place in September 17th or 19th, I'm not too sure which date it was. If somebody can text in and correct us and let us know. So we are in the process also of organizing programs with these communities. Now, don't forget, when you say the Hindu community, you have to define it as to say which caste, which creed, because all these Asian communities are not just one collective community. Even the Muslim community, there are many different organizations, many mosques. So when we're trying to bring everyone together, that's our mission. Only when we come together, we'll see success in our community. If we do everything individually, we do it separately, and we do it in our own silo. They call it a silo, don't they?
Yeah. Silos.
Right. Then we're not going to progress. We are going to be planting the seeds of segregation. So if you'd like to read that message.
130,000 are under 24 years old.
Under 24 years old. That is quite a stat, isn't it?
That's a lot of young people.
So my statement earlier on was 50% are under the age of 33. So we're not far away. So 50%, that is like 232,000 people are under that age, under the age of 33 in the city. So that is quite a stat, isn't it?
That's a large population. That's a generation right there. A large generation to guide and mold for the future.
Of course, yeah. And that is why data is so important. Everyone in the city, in the county, in the country should be made aware of their stats in their city. That what is the diversities do you have in the city? How many people of different diversities in our city? A to Z, would you say?
A to Z, yeah. Every single, maybe not X, but the rest of them, yeah.
Yeah, maybe X will give a miss, but definitely from A right up to the letter Z is the diversity we have here. Z for Zimbabwe and Zambia. Yeah, and certainly A for Afghanistan and Austria. There's every diversity is in this city right now. And if we don't learn about each other, we don't become aware of each other, what do you think will happen?
It will not be good. Whatever happens, it will not be good.
Now, from your perspective, you're in that age group, under 24?
Oh, no, I actually turned 25 this year.
Okay.
So I'm just out of it.
Now, you tell me something. What do you think? Do you think our communities at your age group, are they interacting with each other? What would you say is the level of interaction?
The interaction is, well, obviously we go to the same schools, we listen to the same music, we watch the same TV shows, we we have the same, we go to the same shops, the same restaurants, we go to the same places. But then when we go out of school, we go back to our own communities and we tend to mix a lot less, which is kind of sad.
Now, let's say your community, how much do they engage with the other communities?
Well, as a community as a whole, I think it doesn't happen as a whole. But individuals, like me, some of my best friends are Hindu that I had from school, and I still talk to them to this day.
And what is the cure for this? What's the remedy?
The remedy is making relationships. We have to have relationships with each other. If we don't have relationships with each other, then what's the point? We have neighbors to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. We have to know all these people. They're our responsibility. And relationships, they're powerful. They guide us. They give us people to rely on. We rely on them. They rely on us. And together we can make a difference.
Now, we are getting messages in now more about integration. So do you think we have an integrated Leicester, or do you think we have a segregated Leicester?
Leicester, I want to give Leicester its props because it does have a lot of integration. It is one of the most diverse places in the whole of Europe. But I think we're not perfect yet. There's still some issues.
The question is, do we have integration or do we have segregation? Which one is it? This is the question, one of our text messages.
We have an element of segregation, I will have to admit. There's say people in this area are Somali, people in that area are Romanian, people in this area are from the Memon community, people in this area are basically the A to Z. There's different areas for everything.
So how are we going to deal with that?
I think it starts with our third spaces. So for us, it would be the masjids. For other people, it might be the churches. For other people, it might be community centers, or it might be anywhere where people gather. That's not work or home or anywhere else.
But you're now saying that is a faith. The faith community is the third space. But what if not everybody is visiting their faith, the churches, for example, only 5 to 7% are practicing that go to church. So how do you do that then?
Well, there's different types of third spaces. A third space is just a place that's not work and it's not home, and it's a place that you go to meet people. So it could even be the local park, or it could be a cafe, or it could be something where you volunteer. It could be anything else.
Well, I'd like you listening right now to give us your thoughts on this matter about segregation and integration, and what you think we can do as a community, how we can collectively get everyone energized and really look at positive initiatives that can bring us all together. And we have to work hard at it because, we've been here a long time now, 50 years, and it is a long time. So, brothers and sisters, you are listening to Zed on the Community Connections program, and my guest here today is young Yahya Abdi, very active member of the community, doing a lot of community work and also doing charity work. So he's well versed with what is happening in different communities, because you've been working in the community for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, it's coming up to 3 years now.
3 years. But I know that your work output is that of 6 years.
Well, thank you very much. Some people might say that. And people don't know that Sakopa, my role there is only 15 hours.
Yeah.
People are surprised by that.
So what I was saying is that in 15 hours you do 30 hours of work.
Maybe more.
Yeah, so this is it. So this is quite interesting when you meet young people and they've got a fantastic work ethic. When they're paid for 15 hours, yet they do much more. And I've seen you always researching and collating data.
Data is king.
Yeah. So soon I'll be asking you, how many people live on a certain road, and what is the demographic of that area, what is the breakdown, what are the different communities or faiths that live. This is where data is heading, isn't it now?
Yeah, there's data. I can't do anything without data. Data guides me. It tells me where to go. It's a guiding force.
Likewise, in a business, you are relying on the data. If you don't have the data, you don't know what you're going to sell, where you're going to sell it. And likewise, in the community, we have to follow the same. So talking about business, we have continuously looked to support young people in their journey of life in being an entrepreneur or doing a professional job somewhere. And in the future, with AI, it's going to be very, very different because you're going to come out of university and potentially you're going to be dealing with the LESS. LESS is jobless. You can be potentially jobless and you can be potentially useless as well. The skills that you will have learned in your university will be of no use to you because you will not be able to find a job with the way AI is going. So everyone has got to really, really come to grips with the artificial intelligence, where the digital world is going. It's presently from 5 to 10 years ahead of all the human beings on the planet. So we have another message here, if you'd like to read it.
Okay. We need to start small and we should be consistent. We should not give up easily and always share the responsibility of community and its needs. If everyone looks after someone, we would have a better society. Roxana. That's some wise words, I think.
Well, words of wisdom. I'd like us all to make that happen together. So many of us, people working in the community, we have to take it upon ourselves to make that happen. And first of all, the data, what you can collate, that's your job now. I'm tasking you with that job. And if all of you listening in, if you agree that I've handed the task over to Yaya, then Yaya, you pick it up. You collate the data of all the fantastic charities who have worked very hard this year to raise funds. All the local charities who have also come and tried their level best. They are not very well known, but they have some good, interesting projects in the community, and they've done well in the community, and they've raised funds. And after that, all the very active volunteers, not the ones that come and go, but the active volunteers associated with them. And this can all be part of our data package. So what we're doing is collating a whole lot of people, young people, middle age, old people, everyone together who are active members in the community. These are the ones who make things happen. These are the ones we need to have awareness of, and then more people can join. We can inspire others. One of the biggest problems is if people don't know, they don't come forward. Yesterday, when we had the Rotary Iftar here, one of the ladies who was there, she told me that she'd like her family involved in the good community initiatives that we are doing. And the only thing they knew about Highfields was, she said her son comes to play basketball in Highfields. So that was good because they have some connection with Highfields when they're living outside of the city. So, and when they're saying that they want to get involved with some good charity initiatives, isn't that a good sign?
Absolutely, absolutely. Something clearly inspired them yesterday when they came.
Well, definitely, when we have to show a good example to those that are not even Muslim and they come forward and they want to be part of that journey, then if we even catch two out of 10, that's success, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that's 20%. So I'm sure that all over the city we can do these kind of initiatives across the board. So we are particularly now tasking ourselves to create the next bunch of leaders, the next bunch of entrepreneurs, the next young people who are going to be seeking a career in their professional environment, and to take them on, guide them, connect them with the right person, and do that capacity building. We got to build that capacity, and almost this project is called the Talent Foundation, to take people, nurture them, support them, and help them. Now, yesterday we had also on the table a gentleman. He said, I'm a trustee. I'm a very senior person in the organization called the Thomas White. We are giving interest-free loans to businesses, but we struggle to find people to take them on. Now, the reason they struggle, always there's a catch, is they need a guarantor for the money that they lend. Now, all of you parents that are listening in, if you can guarantee your son, your daughter, then you have an interest-free loan available to you. So you need to connect with us on the radio. So what we said, we'll get 20 or 30 youngsters together from all parts of the community, and they can come, have some tea and biscuits, and we can host that for them, and they can do a Q&A and build that community spirit. And this is the way forward. So mummies and daddies, act as a guarantor for your child, and you can get an interest-free loan from 10 to 20,000 pounds. Is that a good start for a business?
And that's a lot of money to start with.
Now, you will have friends who would be interested in that.
I've got a few friends that have big ideas.
Now, big ideas, they need a big daddy to support that project. If they run away, then the guarantor has to pay that 20,000. But if you're sincere, you are genuine, and you're not here for a scam, then this is a fantastic offer from Thomas White Charity. And please, all of you, look into that, because this is one of our projects this year, that we have to find young people, help them, guide them, support them, connect them with the right people. And there's another project for you, Yaya. What do you think about that?
Yeah, get us around the table. It's similar to what Mr. Beast does. Do you know Mr. Beast?
No.
He's a big YouTuber.
Yes.
The biggest one in the world. But how he got started is him and a bunch of his friends. They got on a Zoom call every week or every day, and they just talked about their business, just their business. To start with, they knew nothing, but they intentionally thought, we're just going to talk about this. And after a while, they kept learning. And what he said is, when one person makes a mistake, he tells everybody else. And when one person makes a success, they tell everyone else. So what happens is, in 1 year, they had 5 years experience, because there were 5 people in that room telling each other everything.
What a fantastic idea. Now, when we see that on the YouTube, you've told me this story and I'm inspired. How about we set something like that up in Leicester?
Absolutely.
Right? And we can connect with all communities. So through enterprise, you can connect with a lot of different communities, can't you? So here's, if you can read that message.
That's the same message, I think.
Oh, it's the same message, yeah. We need to start small and should be consistent. Well, what I find about this word consistent is that many people, they are consistent for sure, but they are consistent at being inconsistent consistently. Work that one out. Yeah?
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
See if you can repeat that.
I can't.
You say after me, I am consistent.
I am consistent.
At being inconsistent.
At being inconsistent.
Consistently.
Now,
all of you listening in right now at home, repeat after me. Repeat after Yaya.
I am consistent.
Consistently.
I am consistently. Inconsistent. Consistently. There we go.
Oh, he said it. Yeah, that's right. That's about right.
Yeah.
So when you grasp that, you'll find that you try every project, you try any business, you need patience. You need support, you need help, so you don't make the mistakes. What your predecessors or your parents, or when people who've been through the journey of life, they've made mistakes like me. I will tell you all the mistakes I've made, so you don't make those mistakes. And this is what it's all about. So if you want to create a journey for someone, and you want that to be a short journey for them in their business career or in their profession, they need the right guidance. And they can only get guidance from people who've been through that journey, made the mistakes. So this young person, he will get there in half the time. He ain't going to have to wait till he's 50.
It's a fast track.
Yeah, fast track method is support from the community, from active members in the community. So there are many, many different skill sets you can pursue. So only have to look at the shops we have on Evington Road, how they started their journey, and look where they are today.
Oh, can you tell us more about that?
Well, you have here downstairs below us, the radio, you have Chai Wala, you have Chocoberry, you have Street Chef, then you have Oodles. These guys, they started with one shop here on this road, and look where they are today.
Oh, that Chaiwala.
Yeah, they are national.
Yeah.
From national, they've become global. They're all over the world.
It's amazing.
Now, that is a journey that started like that they remained consistent, and they improved every day. Every day they improved. So they got there in a shorter time than their parents did. The parents did not achieve those heights until 40, 50 years. And the boys, the sons, the daughters, they've got there in 7 years.
Wow, look at that.
Now, that is when they have learned from the failures of others, and they've tried themselves as well. And this is the journey of every entrepreneur out there. They have a go, they fail, they make mistakes. It is good to make mistakes because you learn from them. If you learn from that mistake, you will not make that mistake again. Mm-hmm. And now we talk about mistakes. Somebody sent me a message here that Ramadan is a month of forgiveness. And of course, see, people are switched on, aren't they? Mm-hmm. It is a month of forgiveness, and let's make du'as that Allah accepts our du'as.
Ameen.
And all our shortcomings, we can be forgiven for them if we've done wrong, and we can move forward.
Ameen.
Yes? So that's where we are. It's just time just flies by, isn't it?
Yes, flying by. Ramadan's already finished. It feels like it just started and it's gone now.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure it'll come back again. And you'll be here doing your shows every day.
Well, I'm hoping you'll be doing the shows as well. We need to now empower the younger generation to do all these shows, because I've seen this year, we've had a lot of young people doing the shows, and the engagements have increased. This goes to show that young people, they are more receptive to young people. Yeah. So less of us and more of you.
Yeah, I've seen so many young people running around here, even behind the scenes with the tech. Is really inspiring. So yeah, maybe I'll take up more roles.
And from different communities.
Yeah, from all over, yeah.
Yeah, so this has been absolutely a fantastic eye-opener for all of us, that when we bring different communities here, they all work together, they learn about each other, and this is the way forward, isn't it?
Absolutely the way forward, the way they should be.
Now, we were not able to touch the A to Z, but we touched as many as we could, you know. We had one gentleman here, I can't even say the name of the country where he's from, but it was an island which was just outside of Cameroon.
Oh, yeah.
And Edmar, the gentleman called Edmar.
Oh, yeah.
And we were struggling to find out where is that country.
Yeah, it's a very small country.
Small island. Yeah. It's a very, very small country. And so you wouldn't believe this, but there are people living in the city from countries that we've never even seen on the map, or we don't even know where they are. Now, you see outside, people are hooting their horns. Are they saying Eid Mubarak, or they're just being stuck in traffic, or what they're doing?
I think they're trying to make it back in time for the last iftar.
I think so, yeah. It's a long time away yet. You know, it's only, we got plenty of time yet to go before iftar. So all of you listening in right now, we need to energize the young people. That's the message, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, energize young people.
Now, earlier on, we touched on some community matters concerning some political issues, but I don't want to be ending the last program of Ramadan on these kind of controversial matters, right? We need to close on a very positive note.
I've got an idea.
Yes.
How about you share a very happy Eid memory?
My best memory was all the iftars that we did with different communities, and that was an eye-opener. And I learned about some of the elders in the Somali community. I didn't even know who they were, and they learned about me. And just to touch base with each other, talk to each other, share iftar together, that is a happy memory. And also with the other communities that have come on board, and how I saw that the earthquake brought people together. All of us came together from the earthquake, and many organizations in Leicester did an absolute fantastic, wonderful job there. Now, learning about the project that LIA have done in Syria, they built a village, a small village, and then
they built a whole village.
Yeah, that's right.
Mashallah,
and then our other charity partner, Drop of Compassion, they are now initiating one, and they've seen the one that LIA have built, and they are looking now to build one based on that one. Now, not to forget that the monies they've collected this year, they're building an even bigger village. So if anyone listening in from LIA, tell us more about that project. How many homes are you going to build? Now, these homes are not prefab. These are block work, and they're built by local builders there, and they're all working hard. Because remember, this country was absolutely flattened. It was flattened completely. So a lot of people who are displaced, who are living in tents, they need a home. So if you construct the home like a proper village with some amenities, then that is the way forward. So you see, the work going from Leicester City has to be talked about. We have to make awareness to everyone in the world that this city, what it is doing outside there in the wide world, in poverty-stricken areas. Drop of Compassion, they have done farming communities in Malawi, where they have created irrigation.
Wow.
They have created homes, they've created farms that are totally sustainable. So some of the work these charities are doing, Rahma Mercy, the work that they are doing in Albania and all that region, the Balkan regions, is unbelievable. So all of this, we need to share with the whole of the city of Leicester to show that what is the capacity of the Muslim community. We don't do a shout out enough, do we?
No. People don't like saying what they're doing. So tweet it out,
now,
let us know, text us.
Not to forget, One Nation, absolutely another level.
One Nation's
It's
great.
like an army of volunteers that come along and they work tirelessly, right? And this is in the city of Leicester. I've not seen as many young people involved there. LIA, the same, Drop of Compassion. So they do some inspiring work that makes people join them. So you got sons, you got daughters, and join them very early in this sector of giving. Yesterday, one gentleman came who I mentioned earlier from the Thomas White charity, and he brought his young children. And they absolutely loved the experience. They learned about Ramadan, they learned about Muslims. They're from the Sikh community, and that is the way forward, isn't it?
Yes, whole family. It makes it wholesome and fun.
Yeah, and when we get young people involved at a very early age, they will address their journey of life in an informed manner, full of awareness. So when we bring them awareness at that early age, that will make a difference.
The example I like to give is, think about a young person learning language. The young person will be miles ahead of the older person after a year's time. If you get them involved in community and giving and these kind of things, they will pick it up very quickly and they will become very good very fast.
That's right. Now, these opportunities, if we can all come together as a community and make them happen, we take care of each other's children, right? Because every child there, we have to capacity build them. If we want a better tomorrow, the things we do today will define a better tomorrow. If you are going to carry on looking at yesterday, you're not going to make it better today. Yesterday, we tend to always remember the sadness, the bad points. Look, we still, throughout the month of Ramadan, we are getting complaints. We are getting a lot of people calling in very angry and upset about the incident that took place in September when we had the riot, because everyone had a different narrative for it. And everything got politicized, and every call that we received, complaint that we received, we have to deal with them, each and every one of them. You know, people think Ramadan's finished now, the work that we started here is finished. No, the work will go on for 11 more months until the next Ramadan, because there's a lot of things that we have to do. Engagement with the schools, that as an ongoing project, that's a forever project. So for that, if any of you have got time, please come and give an hour, 1 hour, once in a year, to go into a school, talk about your journey, inspire those 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds. Let them ask you questions and help them to choose their career or inspire them to become an entrepreneur. And this is what we have to do. The earlier we start, the better we are. The local constabulary, they already do this kind of work, but they want to step that up, so that they want more young people to join the constabulary and dispel all these matters that we read about every day, about inequality, about racism. Only way we're going to deal with them is we have to become involved in the system.
Yeah, my sister actually joined the police not too long ago. She now takes the 999 calls.
So she's going through her training.
She's going through her training right now, yeah. And soon she'll be picking up phone calls.
So imagine, that is, she's got to be about 22.
She's 21 right now.
And she started already.
Yeah.
Now, no doubt she'd have been inspired by Sergeant Adam.
Yeah, I think that was probably, oh, definitely. He was on the BBC show. He's well known now in the community. He's a sergeant now.
Yeah. So he's progressed in his career path, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's progressed to the top, yeah.
Yeah, so we need more people involved. If we create or we carry on with the us and them, we're not going to progress. We need to engage. We need to come together and talk to them about all our issues, that we need accountability. We need to deal with it constructively. So some of the things that I have just touched upon is items we're going to deal with collectively as a community, to take everybody's narrative and do this task. That's with the constabulary, and then we carry on with the schools and the initiative we did last year for the LTA, Leicester Traders Association. That's an ongoing project. So all good projects, they're ongoing. What do you think about that?
Sounds like there's a lot of barakah coming, and there has been a lot of barakah.
So yeah, I hope that you will be working with us.
I will be
and I will be counting on you to bring those 50 youngsters on the table who want to become entrepreneurs.
If you want to get involved, you can find me on Twitter, email, just search my name.
Okay, tell them your name again.
Yahya Abdi.
Okay. There's only one there on Twitter?
They'll find me.
Twitter at Yahya.
Yahya _.
How's that spelled?
YAHYE_ABDI_.
And that is Yahya.abdi, is it?
No, it's just underscores.
Okay,
Yahya
and that's
Abdi.
your Instagram as well?
Just message me on Twitter. That's the best way to get me.
Okay, you are on Twitter all the time. So my brothers and sisters, we've just been talking and time has just flown by. We're going to get ready for our last iftar with our community leaders, and we look forward to speaking to you very soon, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.